Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So with the announcement of Classic Pandaria coming out, I wanted to revisit the Wandering Isle, which is the starting zone for the Pandaren race. I was going to go Horde because I've never gone Horde on a Pandaren character before, and then I had the thought, should Pandarens even be a Horde playable race? I think the Pandaren should have just joined the Alliance as a whole, rather than giving the option for either faction. So with that question in mind, I decided to make a new character, and going through this quest today, we're going to find out exactly why I think that.
You are a Pandaren, born and raised on the mysterious Wandering Isle. While many of your fellow Pandaren prefer a tranquil life, the lure of adventure burns in your blood. Recently, the Wandering Isle has begun erratically weaving about the world's oceans. The air grows cold, and your island home is spiraling toward disaster. As one of the most promising of students at Master Shang's monastery, you may just be the salvation for your people. But first, you must complete your training.
So when you start, your first couple of quests is just your character completing, I would say, basic training with your Master Shang. And these aren't really related to your ultimate decision at the end, so we're skipping them for now. But once you go through them and you're done, then you talk to Master Shang and he sends you to find Asa Cloudsinger. She's the leader of the Tushui? Is it Tushui? I'm going to apologize right now if I mispronounce any of these names. I am trying. And I remember how some of them are pronounced, but I may not get it right every time, so I apologize. Anyway, Asa is the leader of the Tushui monks, which in the traditional sense focuses on meditation, thoughtfulness, and patience. You and her are tasked with finding Hyo, the spirit of fire. In order to get this done, she needs to communicate with the past master Leafy to find out exactly how to get into Hyo's good graces. Now reading this dialogue here, you can see for yourself what the Tushui are all about. After we're done helping her, we're sent off to Wusong village where we meet Ji Firepaw. He is leader of the Hyojin. From what Ji says, the clear answer is the only answer. These monkeys will leave when we force them to leave. Not defending our town and people is the true crime. This is the way of the Hyojin. He even doubles down between quests with this little bit of dialogue here. The only true crime is inaction. After we help clear up Wusong village, then it's time to find the fire spirit. Before finding him though, you need to face Master Leafy. He's the one who guided Asa in finding Hyo. Here he says, you're strong of mind and strong of will, but you lack the skills to face me in combat. You must fight with your body, but in truth it is your character that is being tested. Remember this because I think it's possible that you, the player, were not the only one being tested in this way. Not in the way of combat, but of character. After you bring Hyo to the temple, Master Shang sends us along with Asa and Ji on a new task.
You have conquered every challenge I put before you. You have found Hyo and brought him safely to the temple. There is a much larger problem we face now, my students. Shenzin Su is in pain. If we do not act, the very land on which we stand could die. And all of us with it. We need to speak to Shenzin Su and discover how to heal it. And to do that, we need the 4 elemental spirits returned. Hyo was the first. Ji, I would like you to go to the Dailo farmstead in search of Wu Gao, the spirit of Earth. Asa, I want you to go to the singing pools to find Shu, the spirit of water. And you shall be the hand that guides us all. Speak with me for a moment before you join Asa at the singing pools to the east.
You'll notice Shang sends us first with Asa, but why? In the new quest, he says both Asa and Ji are single-minded in their ideals. We are the balance they do not have. So we're off to find Shu, the spirit of water. Now meeting up with Asa, she needs to meditate to find Shu, so she sends us on a few quests while we wait on her. After we're done, she sends us to Old Man Lang, who is or was very good friends with Shu. He and Shu would often play together. He tells us the only way to get Sue out is to find a Sun Pearl. So we go get the Sun Pearl, and after some fun in the sun with the Sun Pearl with Shu, we can finally move on to help Ji. Asa even warns us about Ji being reckless and maybe a tad impatient, which we can see firsthand at the farmstead. Ji found Wu Gu easy enough, but can't wake him, even admitting to giving him a few bruises. All the quests you do in this area is literally just killing time until Ji comes up with a way to wake up the Earth Spirit. Once he does find a way by ringing the god next to him, well, it didn't work out, but he gets the idea that maybe Shu, the spirit of water, can help, which he does. Shu splashes him with a giant water bubble, and we're on our way back to the temple. Before we move on, I'd like to point out here that without us first getting Shu and bringing him along, Ji probably would have never woken up Wu Gu, and probably would have caused Asa to come down and do some meditating, and she probably would have seen that we needed Shu all along. Or maybe she would have come up with a different way to wake him up altogether. Once we get the two back to the temple, now it's time to gather the last spirit, Defeng, Spirit of Air.
The only remaining spirit is Dafeng, who hides somewhere across the dawning span to the west. I can carry you to the top of the temple. Ji awaits you there to lead the way.
Now, Shang lets Ji lead the charge here with us, which is probably smart because we have more monkey problems to deal with. Here we get a quest to wipe out the monkeys who desecrated some ancient Pandaren scrolls with red paint, and then we gotta get the red paint back, the brushes at least, just stuff like that. But then, what I really want to focus on is the next set of quests, with Ji. Ji says the monkeys are deserving of our kindness, taking care of them the Hyojin way. No more patience, no more meditation, we go to the source to punish them. Next quest, Do No Evil. Ji argues that the way of the Hyojin, his way, is not one of violence. They do not act when fighting is not needed, but don't hesitate to act when the time comes for a fight. But as he says, the direct solution is cutting the head off of the snake. The point he's getting to is that he wants to take out Rook Rook, the leader of the Hosen and the one instigating these attacks. He even says if we do that, we won't have to wipe out the Hosen entirely. Now, this is completely justified from a certain point of view. The Hosen did attack the village and its people, they did steal fireworks, they did write all over the scrolls of Pandaren teachings. So yeah, I can see where let's just wipe them out. Or at least, not all of them. Now take a moment to think if the roles had been reversed here. Asa would have probably thought of the same thing. Take down the leader, then thin the herds a bit. And it all should be fine. But I think she'd meditate, seeking only to take out Rook Rook, and not the other Hosen, which would most likely lead to another rising as their numbers would still be great, meaning in this position, Ji was right for his actions, for the betterment of Morning Breeze Village. After all this, we help Asa find Defeng and take down Zhaoren, which has been chasing him, terrifying him. Master Shang says his goodbyes, leaving the next task to us. We need to talk to Shinzin Su, the massive turtle the Pandarens live on.
There is a thorn in my side. I cannot remove it. The pain is unbearable.
He says there's a thorn he needs us to take care of, but it's not so much of a thorn that we thought it would be.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Is that a boat?
Okay, final stretch, guys. We find the Horde and Alliance just trying to survive. First, we're with Ji. We deal with the Horde. We bring them some bamboo for weapons and cut down some of the wildlife. For Makaio Bay, we gather explosives, of course, and take down some of the dark fish monsters that are attacking them. After that, we meet up with Asa again, and we assist the Alliance with pretty much the same thing. Now here, Ji has the upper hand as he's already decided we're going to blow this thing up and out of the ground. Asa with the Alliance spends her whole time fighting off the Fish Lizard King, so she hasn't been able to meditate on the solution yet. But once we defeat the Lizard King, there is no time for meditation. Blowing the ship free is insane. They could kill Shinsen-zu, and all of us with it. See here now the use of they. As Asa understands, it's not just G doing this, it's the Horde prisoners too. Then we confront G and they both make a good case for each other.
Reckless and stupid!
Asa, this is our only option. We blow the ship free, then we heal his wound. We have no other solution.
If you stop this, then maybe we can come up with one.
So we just wait until we think of something? Shinsen-zu is dying. Doing nothing risks everything.
Doing this risks everything.
I'd rather die knowing that at least we tried.
Gee, if this is what you must do, I will not stop you. But we could lose everything. I hope you are right.
Okay, let's go back here. Asa's pretty upset, and rightfully so. Exactly what she said would happen is happening. Big Turtle Bro is dying. And at the same time, the next quest is to heal the wound, which is exactly what G said would happen. Happened. So both of them were right in the end. What they said happened at the same time. I believe had the roles been reversed, Asa would have been against using explosives and no doubt wanted to meditate on this and find another way. G, on the other hand, probably would have came up with the same conclusion to use explosives, but with the time it took to rescue the Alliance sailors, fight the boss, then finally come up with that solution, would have led to more pain for Big Turtle Bro. So I believe the outcome would have been the same. No doubt, G would have to go behind Asa's back to get the explosives, causing more of a rift between the two. And you may be wondering, the button had not been pressed yet. Why didn't Asa try to stop G from doing it? It's because she loves him, or at the very least have feelings for each other. G confirms this back at Morning Breeze Village. Well, now the deed is done, Big Turtle Bro's all healed up, and it's time to choose which side you will side with.
It seems your journeys are not done. These new allies of ours come from a broken world that could use our help.
Master Shangzi, I would like to accompany the Alliance back to their home.
What of you, Chi? Will you join the Horde in their journey back?
Yes, perhaps that is for the best. I like what I've seen of them, and it sounds as though their world could use my help.
And you, my young student, where will you go?
Now for this video, since I am siding with the Alliance here, that's where I'm going to go first. But don't worry, we'll circle back to see what the Horde has to offer.
Heroes of the Alliance.
Shut up, Rathian. Of course, at the time, we all knew it was King Varian sitting on the throne, but since this is now over a decade, it's just Anduin now. It's just easier. Here, Anduin says he knows we didn't have to join the Alliance. We could have easily just joined the Horde. But he's glad that we did and welcomes us to the Alliance. And that's about it. So now let's look at the Horde side.
It is good to see you, my student. Pandaren, approach.
Hi, Casual Editor here. So this whole speech is really cool that Garrosh gives to the new arrived Pandaren, but because I had my headphones in, the audio kept switching from left to right as I was moving, and that came out in the recording as well. So you really can't hear like half of the speech, and it's really bad. It's not worth listening to. But what I will do is I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to this specific speech so you can go and watch it for yourself. Hopefully a lot better quality than the one I have here. So yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't want to have to go back and make a whole nother character just to get this specific part again. It's just too much. So, thank you. Garrosh welcomes us to the Horde, but only after that speech. Basically, don't betray us or Gorehau gets to hug your neck. Now remember, at this point, 5.3 hasn't happened yet, so G and the Hyojin monks spend a great deal of time with the Horde. But in due time, the Siege of Orgrimmar happens and G is found in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, G, I am so sorry. We can be together now. Please, let us just go back to the turtle. Please do not die. I am getting him out of here.
Hi, Casual Editor here again. I forgot to add in, this is why. This is my evidence. This is why I think Pandaren should have just been an alliance race, and the Horde could have gotten Hosen. It would have been a lot better than Valpera. You can't lie to me. Stop it. Don't deny it. You know it'd be better. Okay? Okay. Thank you. So now I'll pass the question on to you. Do you think the Pandaren should have only joined the Alliance, making Hosen the Horde playable race? Let me know below, and I'll see you next time.